So this is a video to try to help those that have a Samsung refrigerator with the model code RF260BEAESR/AA model. So I was having an issue with water building up underneath this tray down here, right underneath here. Water was coming down behind the wall and then building up underneath that tray there. So I watched a couple videos to figure out how to fix this. I saw one other one and I thought I'd make one myself just in case someone needed it. So I had to take out everything out of my refrigerator and then take the shelves off. So really the shelves are easy to take off. They just pop up and then lift it up a little bit and then you pull it out. That's straightforward. And then the hardest shelf to get out is this one that sits right here above the filter. You don't have to take the filter off. You didn't really have to take the shelf off, I don't think, but I think it was a good idea so we don't break it. Perhaps even taking this off might be a good idea. This stuff here, but I'm going to try doing that without it. For this shelf here, all you do is push in. There's these two little tabs here that you push in on either side. Once you push it in, then you can lift up the shelf and you can just pull it right out. Very straightforward. There's 4 screws you got to take off of this back panel, and you can see there's one here, one here, one here, and then the bar that holds up the shelving, the steel one, you just have to pull out that little plastic tab that was in there. I just plucked it out with a butter knife, and then you take this 4th screw out, and I'm trying to position the screws so that I don't forget which one goes where. And now I'm going to take this back panel off here. There's some little arrows that tell you what you got to unsnap back there, I suppose. I haven't taken mine off yet. I'm wanting to wait till it warms up a little bit, and I'm using a hair dryer. So I got a hair dryer over here that I'm putting it on high, and then I'm kind of pulling this back, this bottom part back, and then shooting the hot air up there because I don't want to pull the foam. If you can see the foam back there, right back there. I don't know if you can see that in there, but there's foam back behind this this panel, and you don't want to wreck that. You don't want to pull that foam away from the panel. I'm gonna let this thing warm up a little bit because I don't want to take a chance on wrecking that foam on the back of that panel. But I just thought I'd share my my success so far. But there's the model number, serial number if you need that. And then again, the shelving is really straightforward to take out. No big deal there. The hardest piece was just pushing, like I said, these 2 little tabs in while the shelf is in there, that is. Right now it's out, obviously. So you just push these 2 tabs in and you lift the shelf up, pull it out, straightforward. The big guys over there, and I got the little ones here. My daughter was so lovingly kind to clean them off while I was working on this. So once I get this panel off, I'll show you a little more. Up in this corner, once we get the panel off, there's 2 electrical things you got to push in and pull out to unplug the panel, so then you can get back. And when we get in there, I'm assuming I'm going to see some ice frozen up down there, that we're going to take this hair dryer and melt it, and then we're going to expose. There's a drain in the middle here that water will run down, and then once we get that ice melted up, we won't have a problem for another probably 2 years or 3 years. I bought this refrigerator back in 2016, and it's done a pretty good job for us. No major issues, just this one. Eventually, I'm assuming I'm going to have to do the same thing for the freezer down here. Because I saw another video, same situation. Down below this and in the back panel, you got to take the panel off, and then you do the same thing. You got to unthaw that ice so that you can get the water, that drain, so that the water can drain down into the hole. I thought I'd document this, either for me for the future or for you if you need it. So God bless you. And once I get that panel off, I'll show you the rest. So this is part 2 of the Samsung panel dilemma, the frozen spectacle in the back of that panel. It's a bigger project than I thought it would be. So before you start this project, here's a couple of things. Grab some coolers, and maybe even use your freezer and go grab some ice. Pain in the neck. So I grabbed 2 big 20-pound bags of ice, and we put the food in the coolers with the ice. We put the food in the freezer with some ice, and that'll tide us over until this thing thaws out. So I did see another video where he used the hair dryer to thaw out what's going on back there, but I honestly don't want to heat this up too much, or the foam, because I don't want to wreck that. So I'm actually just going to chill out and let it thaw on its own. So before you start this project, a few notes. So make sure you have a place to put your food. Oh, one more thing I almost forgot there. So I'm actually going to get another one of these, but there's this extra part that you can get to replace the horrible invention that they put in there previously. So behind this panel, there's a mincy-wincy piece of metal there like this. Well, I mean, it's smaller, but then they made this part so that those who are fixing this problem that they caused here with this refrigerator, this piece will hang on that heater coil, and then this longer part here will go down into the the drain, and it will, because there's a lot more material here for the heat to conduct to, and then the heat that this will heat the rest of this piece going down into the drain there, and probably do a better job for thawing out or keeping the water from freezing, hopefully. But I'm going to finish this job, and then I'll probably order another one of these, because I'll probably have to do the same thing to the back panel and the freezer part. They don't make things the way they used to. I think that's part of this world program. They made things too well back in the day. And appliances lasted longer. So then the elite of this world couldn't make their billions and millions. So they figured out a way to make things that break. But anyway, get yourself one of those before you start the project. Make sure you got some place to store your food before you start the project. And then another thing I did, just for fun, was the screw here that they used. Kind of got a little rusty. So what I did was I put them in a little oil and rubbed them up. That's what I did. So once that panel, once that ice thaws out behind that panel, we'll take it off. Finish thawing out that tray in there. Hopefully pour some hot water down into the tube and get that thing all freed up. And this hour-and-a-half project is turning into a, probably 6 to 8 hour project. Things like this tend to do that. We just keep doing the best we can. I'll be back. So I waited overnight for the back of the panel to thaw out, for the ice to thaw out. And here we are. Really, it just popped right off because it was no longer frozen to the back there. So the panel, as you can see, I've taken it off. There's two wires here that plug in up to here, and I was worried that I would break these wires, so I was a little hesitant to take it off by myself. But there's a little tab clip right here, and you pull that, you push that in, and then that releases that clip there, that lever, and then you can just pull it right out. And this blue one here, same thing. You just push on this little piece here, and then it unhooks that. You can see the little hook on the end of that. Push that in and then pull it out, and you'll be just fine. Everything's thawed out, and I poured some water down this to make sure that the drain was completely thawed out. And I'm debating whether I want to cut this off, because on other videos this piece was not down in the hole, but mine is. So now I'm wondering if I even need to take mine off. Nothing's ever super straightforward in this world. But this here is supposed to clip on down there. Clip on there. And then it goes way down into the hole. But I don't think I'm going to do this. So you can see my metal piece is going down into the hole. So that makes me not want to put this extra piece on that I got, this extra part. I might just save that for the freezer if I ever need to redo the freezer. Still debating about that though. When I got into here, I realized that a lot of these metal wings here were bent. So I just had to bend them back. This one here, I don't know what happened to it, but the corners bent in. Yeah, these are all jacked up here. Well, I know this wasn't me. It was the manufacturer. Okay. So everything's thawed out. So I'm going to put this panel back on and hope it stops leaking. I hope you're having a fun time with this project. So this clip here, it's called a Samsung evaporator drain clip. I just wanted to share with you what this clip is supposed to do and some issues with this clip that I hadn't seen on one of the other videos. Well, as I just said, I was going to say previous video, but I'm going to probably make this all one video. In previous videos, this part here was on other refrigerators was up higher. So this clip here was up about here, and it wasn't even in the hole. So then they had you get this clip for when you get into here, and it goes down into the hole like so. But as you can see, because my heating coil, or whatever that thing's called, is lower, I can't even get my clip down far enough to be able to hook it onto that heating coil. So I, unfortunately, or maybe makes it easier for me, but I don't have a choice but to leave that old clip on there, which is not doing the job, unfortunately. And then my other problem is, I don't even know if this was the problem. It could have been my filter was leaking, but it wasn't leaking into the drawer. It was leaking under here, so maybe I was right. I don't know, we'll find out soon enough. But I straightened all my little, these little metal wings. I straightened them out. Looks like I got a couple more to straighten out, and then I'm going to put the panel back on. These just pop in the, pop back into place there. Boop. And once I pop it back into place, I'll finish off the video. So, like a couple of the other videos you might have seen, they replaced this, but I am not, because I can't get my evaporator drain clip down inside there. But I might be able to use this on the freezer. There it is. I put the panel back on, tighten the four screws, put this bar in there. For some reason, my panel's not snugging up to the back wall. And I don't remember if it was like that when I first started the project, but I'm not about to force it, so that's it. I'm going to put the shelves back in. You guys can do that on your own. And I'm going to turn this bad boy on and trust that it's going to work. God bless you all. Tell me what you think at the bottom there. You can share this video, like it, give it the happy thumb or whatever you want to do, and comment below. God bless you. So we got her back up and running again.